Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another Q&A Sunday episode. First of all, just want to say I'm so sorry that I missed Wednesday's upload. I've been having my friends Mitchell and Matthew over for the week and we've just been non-stop exploring, so I've been getting all the shots, so more content to come very soon. I'm also waiting for approval on a very special video in collaboration with Red Bull, so that video is done and ready to go, but it just needs to be approved, and that's another reason why I didn't upload on Wednesday. So anyway, getting into today's Q&A Sunday video, switching it up a little bit. I normally do a few different questions in one video, but today I decided to focus on one and really give you a nice detailed answer on that. So our question today is from Duncan Smith, and he asked, one thing I've been wondering about is different ways or tips to get your work seen by others, whether that is for potential clients or other creators, in brackets, to build a community around your work. I thought this was a really good, well thought out question, and it can apply to so many different creatives, especially you guys as photographers and videographers watching this video right now. So jumping into it, my first point is to have good quality content. Having good work beats everything else, although it does help a lot if you know the right people. So I'd say always try and go for quality over quantity as you can, as long as you do stay consistent to some extent. Obviously you don't want to be posting like once a year, sharing your work once a year. That's just not really gonna work. So you do have to stay consistent with your work, but make sure that it is the best work that it can be. If you do create good work, people will notice it, but as long as you're posting in the right places. And that takes me on to my second point, which is make sure that you are sharing your work on the right platforms. So you want to be sharing your work on the platforms where your target audience is hanging out. If you want to share your work to 7 to 12-year-olds and build that community, TikTok would be a good place for that, for example. But if you're like me and you're a photographer, Instagram is probably the best place to share your photography work and grow a community around that. Likewise, if you're a filmmaker, YouTube and Vimeo are probably the best options for you. And if you're an artist or designer, Instagram is always good. It's a very visual place, so artists and designers do well on there. But also look at things like Behance and Pinterest. So you really just need to know where your target audience is, who do you want to see your work, and where they're hanging out on the internet. And then number 3 is to engage with that audience. Show your audience that you really do care about them and you're not just there showing off your work and having everyone come to you and you just like don't give anything back to that community. So be active, leave likes, leave comments, give critical, good, well thought out feedback. Don't just say nice work or like give emoji, thumbs up or prayer things. Yeah, actually like show that you care and put some meaning behind your comments. And then hopefully people will return those nice, lovely comments back to your own work as well. Number 4 is to have a good portfolio, have a good website, and I wish I could say this video is sponsored by Squarespace, but it's not. I do use Squarespace for my own personal website and I do really love using it, but there's also things like Wix, WordPress, which are a lot cheaper. I always tell people that Squarespace is kind of like the Apple of websites. It is very efficient, very well designed, but there isn't as much customizability as there is on Wix or WordPress. But then again, Squarespace is very well designed for photographers and artists and designers and visual people. So definitely check out Squarespace. It's a really good site. If you are looking for another free option as well, there is Tumblr, which I have seen photographers use, and then you can apply your own custom domain name. I don't know if it's still like this, but I remember seeing like 4 or 5 years ago that people were doing it. So maybe just check out Tumblr as well. Maybe just buy a domain name, which is like $10 a year. So it's really not that expensive at all. And then you have a nice place to upload your work. And then when you do have that site up and running, you want to make sure that you do have the best work possible. Only show your best work because people don't want to spend hours on your website looking through tons of content to find what they really want to find. Another thing that really helps as well is to show the brands that you've worked with. So maybe it's on the homepage, maybe you have a section in your header that shows all the brand work you've done. For me and for potential clients, it just shows that you have more credibility, that you've been able to work with big brands and that you can produce work on a bigger scale. If you haven't worked with any big brands yet, that is not a problem. When everyone starts out, nobody works with big brands right from the start. So just start small, work with local companies and put that on your portfolio. And then over time, as you keep doing work, keep grinding, keep hustling, trying to make new connections, new contacts. And when your work gets better, you'll hopefully get opportunities to work with bigger companies, and then as you go, just add that to your portfolio, add that to your website, and you'll grow your client list like that. And then number 5 for how to get your work seen by other creators, other companies, is literally just to reach out to people. There's so many different ways you can do this. There's emails, Instagram DMs, Instagram comments, send them a letter, carrier pigeon, tweet them. There's literally so many different options. And one of the ways that I found works best is to ask mutual friends of somebody that you're trying to connect with to introduce you to them. I think it's a lot easier to do it that way because that person knows them, so it's not like you just reaching out randomly to them. So it's almost like going through somebody to meet somebody else. Just an idea. So if you know of anyone that knows somebody you want to work with or collaborate with or just whatever, hit them up and ask them to introduce you. It definitely works. I've done it before, and it's one of the easiest ways to get in contact with people. So those are my 5 tips for how to get people to see your work or how to build a community around your work. But at the end of the day, like I said in my first tip, if you have good work, all of these things will come naturally. So just make sure that you focus on having the best work possible, and then you share those on the right platforms for the right people to see it. And hopefully in doing that, brands will come and give you jobs as well, and you'll build everything from there naturally. So yeah, that is that. Thank you so much for watching this week's Q&A Sunday. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought of the 1 question system thing. Don't know. Do you like seeing more questions in the video? I like to just go a bit more in depth with it, and hopefully this video helped you out a lot as well. So if it did, please leave a like, let me know in the comments. Subscribe to the channel for new videos every single Wednesday and every single Sunday. There are some really good ones coming soon. But in the meantime, remember to stay weird, don't die, and make it happen. I'll see you guys in the next one.